Val di Noto is a geographical area of southeast Sicily. It is dominated by the limestone Iberian Plateau. Historically, it was one of the three valleys of Sicily. The Val di Noto in the arts. The Val di Noto owes its fame to the reconstruction which underwent after the year 1693, when the entire area was decimated by an enormous earthquake. Following the earthquake, many towns were rebuilt on entirely new sites, such as Noto and Gramicel. The rulers of the time, the kings of Spain, accounted the nobleman Giuseppe Lanza with special powers, which allowed him to redesign the damaged towns based on rational and scenographic town plans. In fact, since the beginning of the Renaissance, architects had the dream to build an entirely new ideal city, where town planning follows rational design and streets and buildings are organized by functionality and beauty. However, only a very small part of their projects were really used, and most of them were limited to the reorganization of a street, like the Strada Nuova in Florence, or the redesign of small villages, like the town of Pienza. The earthquake gave the architects the chance to carry out those plans on a large scale. These new towns and cities were therefore redesigned according to Renaissance and Baroque town planning, with streets crossing each other either in a right angle or starting from major urban sites like squares with a radial pattern. Major buildings like churches, cloisters and palaces were built in order to give the streets a focal point and a majestic perspective. Many of these towns had a distinct shape, like the town of Gramicel, which is based on a hexagon, whose center is the town square, consisting of the parish and town hall. Another feature is the homogeneous structure of these towns, as the late Baroque style developed in Sicily was extensively used in the rebuilding. The area's towns were rebuilt in what came to be known as the Sicilian Baroque style, most notable the town of Noto itself, which is now a tourist attraction on account of its fine Baroque architecture. The ancient town of Acri was founded in 664 BCE. It was the first colony of the Corinthian settlement at Syracuse. The Syracusans steadily expanded their power over the Sicilian interior. Scarcely recorded, the ruined town was rediscovered by the historian Tommaso Fasolo at the end of 16th century. Further excavations in the early 19th century by Baron Gabriele Udica unearthed important facts concerning the early history of eastern Sicily. In June 2002, UNESCO inscribed 8 old towns of the Val di Noto on the World Heritage List as representing the culmination and final flowering of Baroque art in Europe. The listed towns are Caltagirone, Militello in Val di Catania, Modica, Noto, Palazzola Recaride, Ragusa, and Sicily.